I really feel like Madhouse just like didn't have any other licenses in queue or like
They were
anything
just really they were just really tired.
They were like,
okay.
what are we gonna do? We've got this many animators that we need on the payroll for another 6 months. What can we shit out? And they're like, hey, let's do more Black Lagoon.
We got the Black Lagoon. Hey.
Alright, gentlemen, I just got us a new gig. This should be familiar to all of you. We're heading back to everyone's favorite place, Roanapur. Now I know what you're thinking. Why in God's name are we going back to that hellhole of a town? The answer is simple, boys. This assignment has us working with our favorite group, the Lagoon Company. Seems that pesky mate is back and causing all sorts of trouble for everyone. So we're helping Dutch here keep the sheep nice and stocked. Sorry for that accent change. You know what? We could have gotten Rock to do it, but that's where it gets complicated.
Hey, boss, I got a question.
Yeah, what's up?
Can I go to the bathroom?
Yeah, no. You're not. No bathroom breaks. They don't pay us for that. We're all gonna get shot anyways.
Run through the rest of the plan, then.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome back to the Funky Anime Podcast. Your source for the number one vulgarity, as you saw before in the last season. Hi, I just want to introduce the team. So the tech-savvy man with the tropical tea. Well, that's Garb. He's hanging out with
guys, hold on. I'm hacking into the mainframe.
There he goes. Look at him. And the most violent of the bunch. You know him well. He's got the two nuts. Yes, he's big. He's tough. That's Two Nut Chuck.
That's me.
Oh, you're supposed to be more enthusiastic.
It's me, Two Nut Chuck.
And I'm the captain of this group of ruffians. I'm Pino.
Hi, Pino.
I don't get anything special because I put the Two Nut Chuck there. That was the highlight of the script.
Good, I'm very glad for you.
Thank you.
Two Nut Chuck's a classic. Come on.
Yeah, it's a classic to season 1. And you know why we're talking about season 1? Because we're making good on that promise that nobody made. Yes, we are watching Black Lagoon, Roberta's Blood Trials, after so many, many years. Before we start, how are you guys doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
Pretty good?
How are
Chilling
you,
out? You know what? I'm not too bad myself. I was playing Smash Brothers all day, yesterday and today. Finally beat the story mode, and well, I feel like I should be doing the classic mode now, but we'll see.
Replaying as your girl?
Pyra? No, I wasn't. I was playing as Captain Falcon.
Yeah, your boy!
Yeah, but I'm thinking of delving into other characters. I mean, I can't keep rocking the Captain all day, because God knows everybody's a lot slower than him, so I gotta make sure my brain works at slower paces.
I don't know, man. Rocking the Captain sounds like a good time.
You're rocking the boat, am I right? So Chuck, how's it going?
I'm going good.
Going good.
I had some Chex Mix, and I had chicken nugget, so it's pretty good. And I've been playing Pokemon Ultra Sun.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Man, anybody watching any other anime? Are you keeping up with your seasonals, everybody?
Kind of. Oh, man. I'm
getting a
bad
little
at
rough.
keeping up with seasonals. It's not like that. It's like I don't want to watch it. It's just like I forget that I need to watch them.
I feel like I'm forced to watch seasonal things now since I watch with a group of people, and I'm just no.
That's your fault.
I know. Now I'm actually responsible, and by responsible, I mean like responsible for my anime.
I'm only like 2 episodes behind like 3 different shows, so it's fun. Well, I'm also watching Hunter x Hunter, so like that kind of is my main focus currently, and I'm like, yeah,
Makes sense. It makes sense. Yeah. I mean, I was on that initial hype train last time we all talked, and now I've completely dropped it in return. In return, it's mostly because I've been watching Beastars, and I've really enjoyed that. And I've just decided to watch One Piece at a certain point in the anime again, so I'm having a blast.
Like I know that we just watched the filler, and I'm like, man, I just want to like reread Skypiea, and I might do that.
I'm watching the Sabaody Archipelago. Watching it.
Man, don't tempt me with that shit.
I mean, hey, you got to make priorities when it counts. But
see, that's the thing, because I know people are telling me like, man, you got to finish like Hunter x Hunter, and I'm like, I do. Hunter. Hunter, you haven't finished Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah, but I have an excuse.
What's your excuse? No, that's
I watched One Piece.
I would literally be doing the same.
You see, Garb is he's legit. He got my back.
I'd be doing the same thing as you. I would be rereading or watching One Piece.
Yeah,
and
but
like,
reading.
But you're wrong.
But watching is different. Watching is a whole new, different experience.
Well, yeah, because I'm saving that for the fucking podcast.
Exactly, and so I'm just brushing up on my knowledge.
We're saving it? Nah, man. One Piece 24-hour.
2077.
No! Guys, catch me live streaming my 3-month, 24-hour-a-day live stream of just me watching every single episode of One Piece. And when I go to bed during the filler episodes.
You'll get a good couple hours of sleep. It's gonna suck when they put the filler within the episode.
It'll be fine. That one I'll take a quick nap. I'll be like, wake me up at the end.
Yeah, that's a joke. You just kind of doze off.
I'll set a donation notification that if you donate $10, it screams.
Donate.
Wakes you up.
That reminds me. We have a Patreon.
Yay!
Yeah, we have a place where you can chat with us for as low as, what was it, $1?
$1. One single dollar.
That's like it's not a Happy Meal. It's a $1 menu.
$1 menu.
A whole old $1. You can join our Patreon. You can hear all of this and more in our Patreon.
Wow.
Do we have anybody to thank?
We always got people to thank. There's never not enough people. Thank you, Jasmine, Cosmos, Cream Puff, and Sid. And I think also, I guess I'll just do this one. And also Greta, the $5 money sub. I'm claiming Greta for my speeching because I'm lazy. Anyway, that's it. We did it.
Y'all kick ass. We love
y'all are cool as hell.
Yeah. I mean, if you ever just want to give us a little shout out or send us an email, you know where to find it. All you need to do is to email us at funkyAnimePodcast@gmail.com or the cooler at contact@funkyAnimePodcast.com. Where you can follow our social media on Twitter. Find us at, I don't remember the Twitter. I keep forgetting.
Hey, just go to the fucking website.
Yeah.
It's all
got links
there.
Got links to my Twitter. Got links to Chuck's Twitter. Got links to Garb's Twitter. Charlie doesn't get a Twitter. He's not allowed.
Charlie runs the main Twitter. It's fine.
It's fine. This is why we don't have anybody on there. It's just a bunch of quacking. But yeah, we love to interact with you guys. It's fun. Hopefully we've got something at the end. But before we even get to the end, we got to start at the beginning. So, as we mentioned, we watched Black Lagoon, Roberta's Blood Trials. It's about 5 episodes of everybody's favorite subject matter, blood.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, let's just quickly skim through the show's background and history. Mostly because if you've been in the long haul, you've probably already listened to us talk about Black Lagoon, but might as well just give you a little recap. So, Black Lagoon, series created by Rei Horie. The manga started as early as 2002, and yes, I said it that way because I was going to say 2020. And its counterpart, the anime, started in 2006. The manga, still at this point, is unfinished, but within the past several years, it's been on and off on hiatuses. And, oh god, it has yet to be finished. However, back in the fall of 2019, the series came back. So it's slowly slowly on that grind, but it's nice to have at least a little bit of hope for maybe the ending or maybe more of the story to tell with the Black Lagoon Company, which was nice.
Glug glug.
Yeah. Well, back to the anime. We watched the original 24 episodes back in season 1, the first and second barrage. These are the additional 5-episode OVAs, which do continue exactly after we left off when they returned from Japan. But the focus is kind of shifting towards a kind of a more, I guess, not secluded, but a more central characters. Roberta in this case, because the name is called Roberta's Blood Trial. But yeah, not much to scoff at. This series is kind of dead at the moment. with no signs of getting an anime. Mostly because I don't think they have enough material either to kind of warrant another one. But hey, at least we got this one to quell my thirst for Pino Show. Pino Show needs. So, I mean, before we actually jump into it, what were you guys expecting out of this one? I know we had a bit of a mixed feeling the first time we watched it. Have you changed opinion since then? Like, what were you expecting when you came in?
I was expecting more Roberta.
Ah, yes.
There was
more
not
Roberta.
as much Roberta as I
You mean, or her real name, Rosarita? I like that name better.
Rosarita. Yeah, there wasn't as much. I wanted more, and she was always funny when she was on there. She always had like the best stage presence, I guess. Would you call it that in an anime?
I guess so. Yeah, I mean,
I don't know why it wouldn't be.
Life is a stage, and she is a maid. Right. I mean, when you stick out as a maid with like and you're packing heat, I mean, that image is ingrained in your mind. I'm not sure about you.
That one, Pino.
Huh? She's packing heat. She's got like AKs. She got the grenades. She's blowing up bars. That's hot. I mean, wait, no.
It's okay. It is.
It happens. Yeah. Chuck, I know you've had the interesting kind of growth with the show after what has been like 1.5 years since we've seen it.
No, it's been like 2 years by now.
Dang.
Holy moly,
man! I just with like every fucking show I watch on this podcast, most of the time I always warm up to it. I always warm up to it to some degree. And like, but then sometimes when I return to it, like, for example, my partner was actually watching a little bit of Demon Slayer. And so I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm like, kind of like, want to go back and like see if like my opinion's changed at all or if it's still a very mid shonen. Still super fucking mid. Still so just completely average. But
damn. Like, and that wasn't that long ago either. Wasn't that was
no,
this
that
season?
That was last season, yeah.
That was season 2?
No, it was season 3.
Yeah, last season.
But we're not in that season anymore. We finished that.
That's why I said last season.
That's why I said last season.
Yeah.
I'm losing my mind.
Anyways.
The
4 seasons.
I was warming up to Black Lagoon, have good fond memories of it. It was in the start of the episode, the start of our stuff. And I was like, man, like I hope that in the future, like we get to revisit this because so I can have a better brain and I can be like, oh yeah, this is what it is. And like I like Black Lagoon. I was probably too hard. I think did I give it like a 2 point something?
I don't think so. I think you gave it maybe was it a flat 3? I think you gave it something low, but it wasn't. I don't think it was a straight 2.
I feel like I was maybe a little bit harsh on it. Let's see. Black Lagoon 2.7. Yeah, I was really fucking harsh on it.
Yikes.
Like I feel it's definitely like a 3 level show. Obviously can't change that now because this is filler. It doesn't matter what I say. But like I feel like this OVA continues on basically with the quality of what Black Lagoon that we watched 2+ years ago. Also, if you want to check it out, it's still up, but like my quality is different.
My voice was more monotone.
Different. Pino's.
I actually listened back. I actually listened back to it. I was like, oh my gosh, is that the same man? This man is so serious, so composed. I was like, maybe I should be composed in this one.
I don't think you should, Pino.
I mean, everybody liked it when I was Rokuo Paijima. I think that's what I said. I introduced it.
I do not remember.
I literally watched it yesterday. I was like, oh my god, no wonder we don't say listen to season 1.
Deep cut.
Guys, it's the season 1 stank. I'll let you know. But yeah.
Stick for the bobo.
It's right. But I'm excited that we are revisiting it, to give it another kind of because our tastes have refined. We've gained. I feel like I
like to say our taste regressed.
Well, I don't know. I don't feel like I'm as cynical as I once was, because some of my season 1 rankings are a little bit harsh. The only one that I still agree on to this day is Golden Time. Golden Time sucked ass.
An episode of East Blue.
Episode of East Blue.
Yeah,
I
think
feel
yours
this
is still
honestly.
good.
I think East Blue. I also feel the same way on that. But regardless. Like I feel like hopefully with this, and as we talk about it, we'll revisit one of these classic. This is the classic Funky Anime Podcast show.
Hey man, if you want to start here. Actually, don't start here.
Why are you starting here?
The show's over. No, I'm kidding.
Go home.
I don't remember. Garb, did you mention what your impressions are coming back to this?
I fucking forgot everything. I remember there was a Florida man, there was a boat, there was the cool guy.
I did remember Benny.
Yeah, there was the other cool guy that was on the boat that I feel like
Dutch.
they didn't use. Yeah, Dutch. That I don't think I feel like they didn't use him enough in this or in the original.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah,
I don't know. I was like, yeah, I remember it being like delightfully edgy.
Mm-hmm. It's one of those turn your brain offs and look at the pretty explosion.
Look at blood. Ha ha ha.
She said, a lady say funny curse word.
I want her to step on my no.
No.
No, none of that. But yeah, coming back to Black Lagoon, I was in the mood. It's been forever since I've seen something very raw, very gory, very bloody. So you know what? Coming back, I knew what I was expecting. And even so, I was still pleasantly surprised with some of the developments we'll talk about as the episode goes on. But man, it was great to see the guys again. It was like seeing that old friend you haven't seen in forever, talking to them in a long time.
Hey, how you been?
Hey, how you been?
Hey.
I gave you. Oh, you know what? No. I remember we made some accents in season 1.
What do you mean?
At the end of the episode, I think I did one of those real Hispanic accents.
Yes, there was a really thick Hispanic accent in this.
There's a lot of funny accents if you watch the dub. So
the dub's pretty good on this.
You know what? I guess since we're talking about it, let's slip into that presentation. Let's start with the dub. I mean, you got your reprising roles there. Everybody still sounds the same. It's pretty good. I think Revy sounds a lot more like she feels more comfortable in the role, because I know earlier it kind of felt a little jarring. But this time she fit in. You
know what's very funny?
Mm-hmm.
So one of the dub actors, the dub actor for Rock, he is the same dub voice actor from Funimation who played Light Yagami at Death Note, and that's exactly why I was getting those vibes from him.
That's really funny.
Because he had the same like kind of menacing like planning vibes in this like OVA as all of Death Note has, and I'm like, oh my god, that's why. That's 100% why I'm getting these vibes.
Yeah, man.
And so that's just one, very funny, small little thing. I love it.
Yeah, man. We get our like I said, we get our crew back, and we get some familiar voices in there in the mix. I'm pretty sure one of the side characters was Ian Sinclair, which I heard a little bit and piece there.
They throw him in somewhere every time.
It's a Funimation dub. Like,
what do you expect?
Like what are they not gonna cast Ian Sinclair in some goddamn role? Like, let's see.
I think it might have been additional character, because like I distinctly remember hearing. I think he might have died in the show, but I distinctly remember hearing screaming.
It's true. It could be. Let's see. I'm just trying to look up if he even is on there somewhere.
While you're looking that up, I'll just keep talking a little about it. As you know, Roanapur is filled with different cultures and different backgrounds of people. So you still got your Russians, your Russian voices. You get your U.S. Marine soldiers, United States U.S. Marine. And you get those very thick American accents as well as those cartel accents. The Colombian cartel was there, and they bring the Spanish accents. I believe they don't do much for the triads with Mr. Chang, so
No,
they sound
Mr.
pretty.
Chang is just pretty normal.
They sound pretty normal,
except for Changlish. That's the only.
Oh, Chinglish. Oh, you Chun-Li? No, I'm kidding.
No. Oh, no.
I feel
Shenhua.
like honestly, the dub was my favorite part of this. Like that was the highlight for me for these OVAs. I don't know if the same applies to the original story, but like I don't know. It was really great. It was a great dub. Like you said, they were a little more comfortable this time around, and some of the funny lines, that are meant to be played off funny are just perfect.
There was a funny Italian man, and I said, "Wow, that's good." He made a funny Italian voice.
And when the Americans are all like, "I'm here to make cheeseburgers and bring freedom,
We're gonna-
and I'm all out of cheeseburgers."
They're like, "Let's go, Alpha Bravo team, check in Charlie, because Charlie and Bravo teams are heading out." And I'm like, guys, this isn't even remotely close to how like some of you don't have a code name for a person named Charlie, then also have a squad named Charlie. Like, that's too confusing.
It was a little weird when they looked in the camera and said, "Good luck, Charlie," and I said, "Huh?"
And I said, like that Disney Channel show?
Exactly. That was the joke, my friend. Thank you.
You're welcome. Because I know Gar wouldn't have gotten it. So
it's true. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not inclusive. Anyways, but yeah, let's shift from voice acting. Let's go into the soundtrack. I mean, it's pretty much the same. You get your very action packed kind of like hardcore, like kind of rock songs, as well as some surprising you get much of the same because you get the same soundtrack from before. I remember there's like one kind of like guitar piece in there that they played multiple times in the previous season that they played back here, and I was like, oh, I feel like I'm home. But you get some new stuff in there, so I mean, it's still, I feel like it's kind of like how we said last time, was like, it's not the best, but it fits. Like, it's nothing that you'll remember except for that one track I remember that I forgot. But anyways, it's pretty much the same. Yeah, not much to go off.
I don't know. It wasn't really a I didn't. None of the soundtrack really jumped out for me besides the openings and endings, which we'll obviously talk about in
just a second
in the future. So it's, nothing really stood out for me on that aspect. But I guess we do that, and then we'll do like the other animation after that. Yeah. Okay.
So I mean, we can jump into animation. I think it changed a little bit. I feel like there was a lot more fluidity to it, and everything looked a little more. Yeah. I don't know, a little more gory this time around.
Usually with OVAs, because they're not on a weekly time crunch, and they can usually do it in advance. And wasn't this only on like DVD or something?
Yeah,
that's
what I remember reading. I think they packaged it with the DVD, but
that's what they usually do with OVAs, or they just release them in like the version instead of airing them on TV. So
yeah, and boy, they couldn't air a couple of these things.
Yeah, no. So I was like, oh boy.
It got a little rough.
Animation good. It's Madhouse. Like we already know how good Madhouse is with animation, so it's like it's just null and void. They did Death Note, they did One Punch Man, they did Hunter x Hunter.
You pretty much get what you
They
expect.
did No Game No Life. They did Overlord, even though Overlord sucked ass. They did Wolf Children, Trigun, and so many others. So like Hajime no Ippo. Regardless. There's a lot of good ones. Yeah. So, expecting good animation from them is kind of a given at this point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. That blood, though, was just everywhere this time around. I feel like there was a lot more blood here. It was actually pretty refreshing. It was like showering in the blood of my enemies after watching One Piece, in which there was no blood of my enemies at all. So, what a world we live in, where we can switch from a funny pirate anime to a bloody pirate anime.
It's true. Oh yeah.
They're kind of like pirates, sort of.
And what do you know? I had to pirate both of these shows to watch them. Har.
Stop right there, criminal scum.
Yuck.
But yeah, now how about we take a step into everybody's favorite little topic here. Let's talk about the OPs and EDs.
Oh, yeah.
Shall we?
Oh, yeah.
So, OP1, we get a bit of a remix. It's the same opening called Red Faction by Mel, except this is the IO Drive remix. And the visuals are different, so I'll get our resident OP expert here, Mr. Chuckalax.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Chuckalax mostly because I don't talk, and Garp sometimes throws in some stuff too.
Well, you can talk.
I like hearing you guys.
I like the touch at the beginning where it's like a shootout of the neon sign of the logo, but then really there's obviously some like interesting editing techniques. Not a whole lot of animation beyond I think the scene of Revy walking up the stairs for like half the freaking opening, and then other than that, it's a lot of either like very small animation touches, like just hair flowing or like one movement, or just text. So, like, obviously it's not the best. The song, as always, is really good. I really enjoy the Black Lagoon song for the opening. It's a banger. And whenever it gets to the chorus, I'm like, that's it for me. When they go like, ha, for the beat of the boot that's never there. Yeah, you know that one? Like, it's an okay. I feel like the song carries this more than anything, and then kind of the stylistic flourishes to it. Kind of better than average, but not much better than average, I feel like, because music brings it up, animation brings it down, stylistically it brings it up, so, it's okay. It's all right.
The first time I tried watching these OVAs, I listened to the OP and was like, hey, is that the same song but remixed? And I looked it up and was like, oh yeah, it is, and then forgot to go back to watching the show.
Cool. Oh
yeah. And so I mean, it is good. Like I really enjoyed the remix. So I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. It's like it was a way to. I feel like it really sets the tone for this too. So it's like, oh yeah, it's gonna be a lot of the same, but a little different. Yeah, a little mixed up. Yeah.
I like the simplicity that the opening, this one kind of does. I think it's better than the first one, mostly because the first one was the same thing, but a 3D gun everybody was offended about.
Once again, 3D gun. It's a mechanical object.
It's all right. We had a 3D falling magazine case, I think, this time around.
Yeah, we had
and bullets 3D. Like in the air, I think.
Well, the bullets are always 3D.
I can't fault anyone on those.
I'm not wanting to have to actually animate that.
Yeah, I feel that. But yeah, no, I think I agree with Garb. It really does set the tone, especially when it literally says Roberta's blood trial and a good half 3 seconds or something.
Okay.
But I could tell like from here, it's like the animation slightly improved and the color isn't as like it's more saturated, which is nice. I like it. But I actually dig the remix a lot. It's pretty good. I still listen to the original though. So
original's fun.
Yeah.
But now let's go on over because we get 2 different endings for this. Despite having 5 episodes, we got 4. We got one playing for 4 episodes called "When Johnny Comes Marching Home" by Edison.
It's when the ants come marching one by one. Hurrah, hurrah! That's it. That's what it is.
Yes. But I looked it up. I googled it.
It's the ants go marching one by one. Hurrah, hurrah! Let's go marching one by one. Hurrah!
We'll talk about that in miscellaneous. Actually, we don't have to talk about miscellaneous. I looked it up. I googled it. What did I put in the miscellaneous? What does it say here? Let's see. This song is an old American Civil War song. Johnny, welcome home.
Yep.
For the longing of the loved ones who went into battle, that they're just really come home. I thought this was kind of fitting for an ending.
Oh no, I loved it actually. That it was simple because there's the U.S. involvement in this story in particular.
Mm-hmm.
Feel like it works really well, and it is, and like the original song is "When Johnny Comes Marching Home," so it was created in 1863 from what I can read.
Back in the old Civil War.
Back in the Civil War, baby. When it was just about states' rights and nothing else.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why we're fighting. But
why are we still here?
But it is...
None of this is good, Knuckles. That's why it's called war.
That's why it's called war.
Oh
No,
my
but,
gosh!
like,
I didn't think you were gonna bring that reference into this episode.
I feel like it works. I feel
we
like
have
this
Knuckles?
actually works. It's very simple, but it's a credit scroll. So
I fucked it up. It was actually Knuckles that said it, but whatever.
yeah, Knuckles says.
It's all right. Can we get Knuckles in the thumbnail?
Guys, Knuckle Echidna fighting Revy
Right.
with a gun.
They
shoot
said,
out.
"Shadow, I'm gonna need your Glock."
Yeah.
How do you
Oh,
reload
man.
this thing?
I'll just use my fist.
Yeah, he just fucking pushes the whole magazine into the front of the gun.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this ending was pretty cool. I actually like every time it played, I just let it play out because it was so catchy.
I did not let it play out. I was like, that's cool, but like,
Yeah,
Pretty
I
catchy.
first time I was like,
liked
wow,
it, but there's
cool.
no visual, aspect.
Yeah,
to it.
it's more of a slideshow in a movie, like a
It
regular
was,
old
it was
movie.
the credit scene. That was
roll.
it.
Yeah. But the last one we got in episode 5, we got the second ending, which is called, let me scroll back up. It's called This Moment, Prayer in the Light by Minako Muki Obata. This was cool. I liked that. It's nice and peaceful. I feel like I think it was a good way to close out the anime, especially because you get scenes of the old Lovelace mansion back in Garcia's home,
Yeah.
and a not standing Roberta after the bloodshed she endured, thus being called the trials. But yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Not anything to remember, but
Well, because it's that like last scene is to show Roberta at the Lovelace place actually, and then it's with the army dude and the family members of that like company man that she killed years ago, and
who she's haunted by.
Yeah, to atone for her sins, that sort of stuff.
Good times.
And I did, it was a very somber ending, which I enjoyed. I feel like that half of the story, the Roberta, like, storyline of this, did, finish out well. Like,
No,
I feel
hold
like
up.
this
We'll
is
talk
the-
about that when we get to
Well,
the
this
plot,
is
my
part
friend.
of the ending.
Nah,
so we
nah,
gotta
nah,
talk
nah.
about it.
No, they stopped singing that song as soon as they talk about the other boys and girls.
No, and she stands up and she has no arm and no fingers and
You know, the funny
No
thing is, the manga, she has those.
I think it's a more I think it's better to show like, oh, she lost like that, like those parts of her during that, and like she had to kind of, quote unquote atone for the and like have the repercussions from her actions. So, I feel like that was good. I like that change.
I see.
Yeah.
Pretty good. But yeah, like, again, openings and endings aside, yeah, pretty standard. I don't think they're anything they're not offensive, but they're not jaw-droppingly great.
Yeah,
Wouldn't you guys agree?
absolutely.
Absolutely. Very nice. Now, let's blast this body right open, shall we, gentlemen?
Blast it.
All right.
Blasting.
Fire.
Bang. There we go. All right, let's get into the plot synopsis. I've done this a little differently, so I don't spend too much time on it. I've been toying with different ways to explain the plot. Last episode was an exception because it's One Piece. There was like 3 arcs. Luckily, this is all one self-contained arc,
Yeah.
which is nice. So, the plot, we pick up right after the events of the Japanese trip that Rock and Revy went on, in which they murdered a samurai and a schoolgirl. If you don't remember, too bad. We're moving on. So Rock is still chilling in what he called the Twilight back in the last episode of the second season.
Zone.
Yeah, man. He's not in the light. He's not in the darkness. He's just roaming in the twilight. And it's mostly because of the influence that the city of Roanapur kind of has on him. You're seeing all these bodies hit the floor, all these kids dying, all these other people who could possibly be saved. He's really dooming at this point. He's not that innocent Japanese businessman we met episode 1. But we're gonna put him off to the side for now because it's called Roberta's blood trial. So let's talk about her. So after Roberta returned from Roanoper, after saving Master Garcia's life, everything seemed pretty good for them. They were just chilling out, having fun, and then bam! The head of the Lovelace family was murdered in an assassination plot.
Yeah.
Roberta kind of, loses it a little bit. She is upset, rightfully so, because basically she returned to a place to, find peace, be at peace again, never pick up the gun. Like she said, I will never pick up the gun again. And she's like, oh shit, I gotta pick up the gun again. And so she goes on a murderous rampage. So she's trying to essentially find the ones responsible for this tragedy on behalf of Garcia. Despite Garcia not saying anything, he said, why did they do this? And she said, I'm gonna find out.
Yeah.
Find out.
Yeah.
So she disappears. Concerned for the sanity and the location of the head maid, Garcia travels back to Roanoper, a place where he nearly died a couple of times, in order to bring Roberta home, this time accompanied by Fabiola, one of the other maids in his service. And, the track record of maids in this show is, if you're a maid, you probably kick a lot of ass. And so Fabiola introduces herself in a very explosive way at the start. I thought that was cool. That was so I didn't expect that, a small little maid would kick all these. Well, firstly, she stabbed that one man in the groin. I was in pain, but it was a cool little callback to how the bar just keeps getting destroyed ever so often. Oh, it's too funny. But yeah, it was, I as soon as I saw that scene, I was like, yeah, we're home. I'm home now. Right. We're gonna bathe in this blood of the enemies.
Yeah.
But yeah. So Garcia basically is trying to get Rock to assist, in finding Roberta, despite Dutch saying don't do it. You're gonna hurt yourself, and I don't want to be part of this. But with a little bit of push from Mr. Chang, Rock is tied into this whole mess of things to try and help everybody stop Roberta and even stop some suspicious-looking Americans that are found in the city. And this is where the Americans kind of get tied in. They were the ones, in part, responsible for the death of Lovelace. It was kind of it wasn't their target, but it was just yay, we got rid of another one, boys. But yeah, they've been spotted in the city, and they have connection to the Lovelace tragedy. The rest of the show kind of just falls into place. A lot of madness, a lot of violence, a lot of gore. It's the reason why I picked it, mostly because it's a Fido show. But as the show progresses, we really do get to see Roberta descend into madness. At first, it was kind of on behalf of Garcia, but after popping in some of those pills, she starts to be haunted by the Japanese man she killed back in her past, and she really starts losing herself. Kind of her mind starts kind of breaking into just a bloodhound state, in which her nickname was just the Bloodhound. Which I thought was really painful to watch. I was this character, because I believe you. I picked her. No, one of you guys picked her as best girl, right? It wasn't me. Yeah. So I picked her as best girl. I was like, this is gonna be cool. She's level-headed. She just cares for her family. I think she cared too much for her family and lost her way. So it was very rough to see that descent, but also kind of cool to see how she, quote unquote, once was before entering the Lovelace household, which was pretty cool. So let's see here. As the series progresses, we also get some development from Garcia and Fabiola, which was kind of interesting. I didn't expect those two side characters to kind of grow as everything went south, because they kept putting themselves into the kind of in the heat of the moment stuff there, even as far as Rock kind of orchestrating a whole quote unquote chess game involving Garcia being the main key to resolve this issue, which I thought was really, really disgusting of Rock to do, but it makes sense because he's still trying to find his way in the world. He's just trying to make sense of this batshit crazy town he's in.
Guys, don't lose your way.
Dude, we can't say that joke yet. It's not season 4.
Don't stray from the path.
Guys, don't lose your way.
Do not jump on the boat. Oh, wait, no.
Guys, don't jump off of the boat.
Yeah, that too.
We're
but yeah,
going too fast.
Whoa. But yeah, like everybody starts off in this series with so like good intentions and purity, but they're really pushed to the edge of what is okay, and I guess what the lengths they'll go through. As we see with Garcia and him faced with shooting the American soldier who was responsible for the death of his father, or how much you can endure Roberta like about to essentially kill this an old soldier she used to work with, at the same time quote unquote seducing him, only to be shot by a pistol belt, which was that was the dumbest thing I've ever seen in this show.
Okay, but it was the dumbest thing ever, but it was the most fucking awesome thing ever. Because he was like, no, I'm not taking your pants off. You take your pants off to be safe. And she's like, okay. Shoots him with a fucking belt buckle.
That was like the coolest thing in the world. But oh my god, like the over the top action in the show never ceases to amaze me. Even when you had the team up of all the 5 major mafia groups in Roanapur, you know, like the Russian Hotel Moscow, the Triads, the Colombian cartel, and I forget what the other one was.
The Italian man.
Like having them all work together was awesome, because you get to see like I think the best part of this, like the whole like story was a little side plot of like the Russians helping the Americans get to point A to point B. Yeah. And like their send off, like if we had our way, we would be the ones facing you. I want to send you home with what would have been, and they just light the whole city up. I was like, oh my god, this is so cool. Oh my god, I'm sorry, I'm fangirling over this action. I'm just a big action kind of guy. So
you are, it's true. That was
amazing. I thought, despite Bella Laika only having like a couple lines, I was like, you know what? That's all I need. That's all I need. You can destroy this whole town. But yeah, the series kind of ends in the same way that most of these arcs end, either with death or loss. And this time we had kind of both. We had loss. I guess kind of death, because I don't think, at least after this, I don't think Roberta will go back to kicking major ass as a bloodhound. I think
I don't think she can. She don't got an
She got no arm. She got no arm, leg.
She doesn't have an eye, you know.
Yeah, fingers. Yo, the way she ripped off her fingers.
The finger rip off was so crazy. She did and they're gone.
That was animated too good. I was just like, okay, her fingers are gone. And she can do oh no. Oh my god. And the whole scene in that area where they were returning to that base. Oh my god, she was on fire. Oh my god.
You okay?
This show was so fun. I'm sorry, boys. I had a wonderful time with the show. But yeah, I mean, like the only other kind of like major things I kind of want to talk about without actually spoiling much of it is kind of what we touched upon a little bit, like Rock's kind of descent. Like I know, Chuck, you had a bit of an issue with the ending of it, but I want to hear your thoughts. Like I want to hear it. I want to understand.
Because so this whole kind of story is being narrated by Rock, because he was like, I will figure out what everyone's gonna happen. And like I said when we were talking about the dub, very light Yagami vibes from Death Note, like 100%, like kind of manipulating, trying to be like 4 steps ahead of everyone. But then at the end, even though literally everything went his way to like a certain extent, he is still like, I couldn't save anyone. I'm like, man, you literally did basically everything you set out to do. Like, I didn't really understand that in his like mind. I don't know if it's because he didn't know, you know, what happens during those end credits, but overall, like, I feel like he did what he like set out to do. I don't know why he's like, oh, I didn't do anything. Because I'm like, dude, you literally set this whole situation up. You gave the kid a map like 2 days ago, and it like somehow worked out. I'm like, how the fuck are you not like pogging out of your mind right now? So I don't know. That's my like one thing about it, because it's just like you did do well though. Like you literally like played your cards right. You did those gambles and it paid off. You know. So I don't know.
I do know Rock was having kind of a bit of a struggle, not only with himself trying to stay, I guess, good and not fall into the city's hands, but also kind of like a mental battle with Mr. Chang.
Well, but that's the other thing I don't understand. Like what was that mental battle? Like, was it like I know that he was like, oh, I gotta like, I'm not gonna pull out now. And Mr. Chang's like, okay, but you better put up a good fight. And like he did. I don't know like how Mr. Chang quote unquote won.
Well, I think what it implied, and I remember there's like a specific scene where they kind of talk about it. Like Rock was obsessing over trying to make sure he gets his way, but I think Mr. Chang set everything up for that exact scenario to happen his way. Like he wanted to rustle up Rock to do such thing, to do exactly what Rock planned out. And there was even like a bit of exposition when you see, I think Mr. Chang's like chilling out, and I don't think it's a beach. I think he's inside his like indoor pool or something.
Yeah, no.
And then I guess a higher up
patio. Yeah.
Yeah, and then there was I guess another higher up from whatever the triads might be. But he's just like, I can't believe you bent that kid, like you bent him over, like you made him do your dirty work, and you made him think he was doing all that himself. Like, I think there's something deeper going on.
It wasn't. I guess that just really didn't click for me.
Mm-hmm. I don't think it was too well developed. Again, like I had questions myself, but maybe the manga answers things.
Well, because like I get what Roberta is doing. Like I totally understand that side of the story. I know what her motivations are, what the Lovelace kids is. Like, I get that part of the story, and I understand it, and I, like, kind of enjoyed watching that. And, like, I enjoyed Rock's, like, planning out, but at the end, when Rock's like, I couldn't do anything, I'm like, I don't understand.
I think he's being selfish. He just wants to win against Chang for some reason. I think it's, like, some sort of grudge he holds, but I'm not sure what grudge it is. I don't remember too much of... I don't remember him being angry at Mr. Chang to begin with.
No, he's just I have no clue. That was just the thing that confused me.
Mm-hmm. I think it's something I think maybe all three of us must have missed it, but yeah,
well, because I remember that scene of him like and the higher up being like, or his like butler or whatever the fuck, who was like, oh yeah, you've twisted that dude, and like I didn't think about it at first, but now I get it. But like that plan, that if you're saying quote unquote Mr. Chang's like plan to get Rock to do all this, Rock, like without Rock though, like there's no way that Mr. Chang would be able to do it the same route that this happened. And I just don't understand that. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard. Brain hurt. I got brain rot, guys.
Ouch.
Brain hurt. This show is for explosions. Maybe it does better in the manga for explaining things, but usually when my brain shut off, and then when I started thinking about it, I was like, this is kind of weird. Maybe I like the direction it's going, maybe not. But there's probably some things we don't know, and most likely I don't know. I just decided to start reading the manga just from the start to see if I can fill in some holes. But yeah. We'll see. That might take forever, anyways.
Yeah, I do not know. So I'm doing what I can. I'm trying to figure out my brain sense, like the blood and the guts and the funny killing. That was fun. Mindless, just shit.
Exactly.
But like Roberta's like trauma, that was interesting. Mm-hmm. And like that, that whole side, but I feel like it was brought down a little bit by that ending for me, because you want to finish off a show well, because that's what you remember the most. The last thing you see is what you remember most. And I'm just like, I don't me no comprende. So
it might be just some sort of weird setup thing that's never going to happen because there's no anime. But I can agree, it's a little bit of a letdown, but I still think it ended in a good way. I mean, like, I don't expect Rock to like 180 like win anything, even after the events of the first and second seasons. Like, I think he's still trying to find himself or just trying to fit in with this whole godforsaken Roanoper. So I mean, it's hit or miss, but I think it's the only way it could have ended, in my opinion, at least.
They could have just, I don't know. I feel like it could have also just gone like unsaid as well, because like the Roberta part of that ending works so well as like a final point that I don't think I needed that extra scene with Revy and Rock. You know, that kind of that conflict between Rock and Revy. I feel like also kind of just did not do anything for me. I don't know. I just felt like it was filler. Like, you know, like filler to fill the time.
Right.
To get it to 5 episodes and add like some sort of artificial conflict.
Perhaps.
I don't know.
Perhaps. What I do like is that, at least straying away from the ending, there's some bits in between the show that were kind of cool. I like seeing the return of some of the other deadly people from the previous season. We had her name was Shen Hua, the knife wielding Chinese assassin, as well as the chick with the chainsaw. I believe her name is like Frederica. It's cool to see her and the stupid ass anime gun wielding Lawton.
Stupid guy. That he was great.
I remember he wasn't he like one shot like in the previous.
He might have.
I remember him not being like a joke.
Yeah, no.
Oh man, he was fun. Every time he showed up, that was great.
Yeah. Do you think if we went out of that building, do you think it would be a cool entrance?
That was so dumb. It's like, you're hurting an innocent child, and he doesn't do anything. And I think the chainsaw girl, Revy, just steps in and just shoots everybody up.
Yeah.
I do. Oh, sorry, Garby, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that's one way to do it, I guess.
It's true. You got to be flashy. I do like what they were kind of setting up with Etta. I know we talked that she was like undercover, I believe, like for the States, but like having her play a bigger role as like an informant for all sides was really like I really tickled my fancy. I thought that was awesome, especially seeing her on the plane, like outside of her like non-outfit as like a professional kind of like CIA like agent. I was like, wait, what's going on here? Like, how far is this going? But hopefully, maybe, I don't know how far the manga is, but hopefully they use Etta pretty well, because she's a very good character, at least, I think. And I think they used her very well in this one. Yeah. But I guess speaking of characters, mostly because we kind of started doing that, I kind of just want to talk about the newer characters, and maybe touch upon some older ones, but not too many.
Because we really don't, there's not too much character development towards any of the pre-established characters beyond Roberta.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe
mostly
a little
just
bit
her
of Rock,
group.
But you know,
yeah.
But like that's really the only people. And if you want to hear our opinions, we got a whole fucking episode. Exactly. It's old and gross, but it's there.
Exactly. But since we might as well start with yours truly. Let's start with Roberta. That was a whole 180 there she pulled. The scars of battle, the scars of her sins, just really took a toll. And I think they depicted the hallucination thing like really well, especially when she thought she was hallucinating Garcia. I was afraid this man wasn't gonna make it out. I'm like, you're gonna shoot Roberta, you shot a child.
Congratulations. That's why they call you the best.
Trauma over. But no, that was like painted excellently. I don't know if you guys have anything to say about Roberta.
Yeah, no, Roberta's a super interesting character. I feel like she was deserving of this kind of like mini arc focus.
Yeah.
I feel like she's a pretty well-developed character, so you can do a lot with that. And I feel like they did it really well with her just kind of going ape, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Garb, nothing?
No, I mean, she's cool. Yeah. I didn't pay a whole lot of attention to this. These OVAs.
It is one of those shut off your brains and look at the pretty blood splatter through the air.
Yeah,
but it happens to the best of us.
I think obviously she's the best written character in this part. It's just
because she's one of the most prominent characters as well. So I'd hope so.
Mm-hmm. I'd like to talk about Garcia next.
I kind of sleep.
Garcia doesn't really he comes back and he's just that same little boy as before, and then slowly descends into a bit more I guess, quote unquote mature. I guess he thinks he's mature, but he's still being
But
played.
he's a baby. He's still baby.
He's still. I mean, he's the head of the household now. He's
still
the breadwinner.
baby. That
Still
don't mean shit.
Hey man, he got the money. That's all that matters.
He's still baby.
I mean, he is baby. That's the fact.
And then when he kissed Roberta, I was like, uh-oh.
You know you gotta have your. You gotta have your weird stuff.
Yeah,
in
I
your
know.
Black
I know.
Lagoon.
It was Black Lagoon. I was waiting for this weird shit to happen, and it happened, and I went.
I thought the bait and switch sex scene was where it was gonna be the weird
I didn't
thing.
like
but
that either.
I was
didn't
just
like
like,
any
what,
of them.
what is happening here? This is like Roberta would never, and Roberta would never.
Yeah, I was just like, oh man, you guys.
That's why the best girl.
This?
That's why the best girl this season is the pistol belt.
It's true,
uh,
dude. That's the best way to deter unwanted people. Put it on your belt, and if you click the belt, it shoots.
Exactly.
It's pretty simple, really. It's kind of genius.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about Minnie Maid. Let's talk about Fabiola Iglesias.
Fabiola was really fun. She was, that sort of also naive, like kind of like how Lovelace Kid is, but I feel like she had some shit to back up her like moves and opinions. So I feel like it stood more, and also she could kick some ass. So I really loved that scene in the bar where she was hopping and dropping.
Exactly. She had the moves to back up what she said, so it was very refreshing instead of having like another Rock being like, I can't do it, or Garcia, I can't do it. I'm a baby. But it was nice.
Shout out to badass girl characters.
Right.
Pretty poggies.
Shout out to Knife Shoes. Like,
it's true, dude.
That was rough.
That looked oof.
Yeah.
But hey, he deserved it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, yeah. You don't pick people up. That's not cool.
Pino, next time I see you, I'm gonna pick you up.
Yeah, I'm gonna get some Knife Shoes.
Oh no! Make sure we better capture that on camera. We can go viral.
No. Oh man, but yeah, those were the main three that I guess the show really focused on. Yeah. We kind of said our piece with Rock. Rock's still a little
Rock's a little
dumbass
bitch, baby.
Oh yeah, there we go. Thank you.
No problem.
And Revy there's like a weird struggle they try to put on Revy, like Revy, he's your light. I'm just like, no, Revy, you just like to shoot. Come on.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know about that one, Chief. You're looking too deep into this show.
Yeah, they do touch upon her backstory, which is a little weird. I was just like, oh my goodness, this happened to you.
Because they already talked about that, I remember, right?
Yeah,
so
but I don't think they showed that. I don't think they went that graphic.
I think they showed the pillow shoot. I almost like
they showed the pillow shoot. I don't remember the thing before the pillow shoot.
Getting abused? I'm pretty sure that was. I'm pretty sure.
No, there was something in between.
Heavily implied.
Yeah, but they didn't have to show it.
Well, they showed it again, and they said, "Well, you're gonna have to watch." And
yeah, I was like, "Oh,
yuck."
I said, "Not again." But yeah, I feel like they wanted to use Rock and Revy a certain way, but I don't think it's hit or miss. I think for most people, I think it was all right, but I think they could have done a lot better.
Yeah.
I'm just really sad that we don't get a lot of the rest of the crew. We don't get a lot of Benny. We don't get a lot of Dutch.
The one Benny joke and the one Dutch jokes were both great, and then we don't see them ever again. Like Benny, everything behind this door is my private property, so do not touch, and slams the door. And I'm like, that's it.
I like when Dutch was like, now get off my ship.
No, get off my fucking ship.
She's like, I'm sorry, this place gets to me. Man, Dutch and Benny, man. What do they do to deserve these two maniacs on their crew? Oh my god. They don't even use Mr. Chang enough. They show him at the beginning and then making funny phone calls with Rock, and that's about it. I was a little ashamed. But it was nice still seeing him.
Yeah, I don't know. That's always
Again, they could have just done a Bella Lyca. Bella Lyca literally flexed on everybody that one night.
Yeah, Bella Lyca showed up for 5 minutes of the whole story and was like, "This is our prey, and we're gonna blow this bitch up." And then
basically, she's that's General Jane Doe, dude.
Yeah, that's me. It was a discharge because I saved a refugee child.
Bruh. When he said sickness, I was like, "Oh my god, she's dying." It's like, no, I just had a heart. I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool, that's cool." Special mention to the barkeep losing his bar again.
Poor guy, dude.
But ending up in a swimming pool with women.
Yeah. But yeah, the whorehouse upstairs was also out of commission. I said, uh-oh.
Smart man.
I like that little scene because they bring Garcia with them.
And he's blushing.
And he's blushing. They're all like, "Oh, he's so cute." And I was like, funny humor make me hee hee.
That's true.
But yeah, not really much to go deep in on. This time it was just it was an easy watch, I think. Easy in the sense that it was short. Actually, these episodes were kind of long. They were like all 33 minutes.
Yeah, they
about
were all
each.
30 some odd minutes long. So, it was still just like I can just kind of watch. And also, since the dub was good, I could do other things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, like, for shows, like, you got to give me a reason to watch your sub. Unless, like, the sub is just, like, the automatic way to watch. So then I have to pay attention. But sometimes dubs are just like, that's it for me.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I gotta do.
I still think this dub is probably one of the better.
Oh yeah, it's
series.
it's an above average funny dub.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good.
Nothing really atrocious.
Yeah, I'm not offended. Well, there's parts where I'm very much offended.
I am offended parts. Don't lie,
but
I know.
Yeah, I'm offended, and there's a lot of things to be offended about.
Yeah.
But it's all in whatever this storytelling is about this messed up place called Roanapur.
Yeah.
Let's take a vote. Who would visit? Everybody say aye. Who would? That's what I thought. Aye. Okay, I'm going. See ya, boys. No, I'm kidding.
Bye, Pino. We'll never see you again.
Never see me again. I come back as Mr. Pino. There I go. I'm going to start a new podcast in Roanapur. The Roanacast. No. But yeah, overall, again, it's a show. No best girl segment this time around. It's a filler. There's no reason to.
It doesn't matter.
I mean, we already gave it to the belt anyway, so it doesn't really matter either.
Belt wins, so
yeah.
We've done it. That's the best grill.
Yeah. Let's see. Do we get any email? Do we get anything
we
cool
got
to
one
read?
email.
Nice.
Yay!
So
Ooh.
if this is from Alex. Thank you, Alex. It's
Thank
titled
you.
Hot Anime Takes, and it says, besides Chuck probably wrong take on Madoka and Pino's definitely wrong take on disliking Ghibli films, what are some other hot takes y'all have on anime that you haven't covered yet on the podcast?
On the podcast, oh man, on the Patreon I cover everything, but on the podcast, oof, somebody else start. I don't want to. I don't want to touch any hairs here.
I don't know any of mine. I've probably got some stanky ones, but
well, of course.
I mean,
the thing is, like we all have heard my number one hot take, and that Naruto's bad. Like we know this for a fact. We've all heard this. And whenever someone picks it for the podcast, I'm going to go in hard, and then that's going to be our most disliked episode. I don't know, like, if I really have any others, like, hot, quote-unquote, hot takes.
See, the issue is that nobody knows their takes are hot until somebody tells them.
Until someone tells you, damn.
Look, I'll start, because since the email didn't mention this, one of the hottest takes Garb's ever made was the fact that he hated Code Geass. Actually, both of you.
No,
y'all some ass. Y'all some ass, bro.
Okay. Well, Code Geass is one.
Garb gave that one a 2.
It grew on me over time.
It grew over you.
It grew.
Oh no.
Lelouch,
he's a robot now.
Lelouch like turned into a gelatinous form, and
he did. He became goop
and gooped on me. But
I don't think I was more offended that season. I was like,
I
no.
gave it a 4, so don't tie me in with him.
I came to appreciate it a little more over time. I still think that like some of it was a little stupid, but I kind of like the stupid now.
I kind of like this stupid.
Well, my whole deal
like that. Put it on a shirt.
With Code Geass is that like out of like all those like really big anime that like everyone's like one of those mainstream basic anime, this might be like Code Geass is maybe the most mid out of all of them. Like it is the most average, like not as good as Death Note, but like better than Naruto. Like, you know, like things like that. It's the
y'all are saying so many hot takes right
what
now.
What do you mean? Like legitimately, would you say that? Let's say, would you say that Code Geass is better than Gurren Lagann?
That's not fair.
Well, Bruno, you need to answer it.
I gave Gurren Lagann a 5, and I gave
so
I gave this one like a 4 point something.
Would you say it's better than Cowboy Bebop?
Actually, yes.
I mean, me too. But that's for a later date.
I think it's better than Trigun.
I do not think it's better than Trigun.
Trigun was a little weird.
My hot take is that Trigun is underrated. That's my hot take.
I mean, it is underrated.
Is that people don't fucking talk about it enough because it deserves it. Who else? Oh, Komodo Friends Season 1 is a really good piece of anime.
No, that was on the podcast. We can't that was already said on the podcast.
Yeah, that's a well documented.
Yeah, I just wanted to give an example because he didn't bring up the atrocities Garb.
I swear that I've.
Yeah, I know. I still like Sword Art Online.
You know what? The first half
Garb is about to slap me silly.
The first half of the first 2 seasons were really decent. Half of
I'm saying I like all of it.
Of like them in the like the first world where if you die in the game, you die in real life, like hardcore Minecraft.
Yeah.
And then with the gun gale with the death gun arc, that was interesting. And then they got to like a sick child, and I said, "This is
how dare you call it? No, bro, that tugs on your heartstrings. Shut up.
That shit sucked ass, bro.
You have the worst.
Why would
That's
I
a hot
give a
take, bro.
shit about this dying child?
Get out.
This child can die. Children suck, dude.
Can't believe you.
Children are
you have no
garbage.
heart, dude.
Children suck, bro. I cry at everything, and that shit was atrocious.
I can't believe you. Yeah, you're a monster.
No, it's the truth.
Nah, bro. That hits. That hits. I can't believe this. Who did I sign up this podcast with?
You said yes.
No, I said I didn't want the name. That's all I remember. And then here we are, episode 0, episode 1. I showed up.
You showed up, and you haven't not showed up. So
that's
cool.
true. Oh man, that's. I think that's a good hot take for both of us. That's sort of online.
Well, one of the things that like I was going to point out about my own taste is that like I can acknowledge that a show is bad, but say that I like it or like it more than something that I can acknowledge is objectively superior. Like I like Dragon Ball, and a lot of Dragon Ball Z fucking sucks, but I still like it. and yeah, a lot of other things are better, but I like this thing.
No, this is great.
This is excellent, but I love this.
Yeah, you know,
I feel that,
and so I imagine I can fall into that pit of oh my god, hot take, and it's like no, I'm just stupid.
A hot take. Oh yeah. Man, I gotta think of another one. I mean, does it have to be anime related? We got some.
Oh my god! If we get out of the anime related, oh my god, we got hot takes all over.
Look, I don't think Blade Runner was that good.
Guys, I fell asleep watching Blade Runner.
It's a little long. It's good, but it's a little long in it. Yeah, a little long in the tooth. And you can tell that like Harrison Ford just like doesn't give a fuck.
Harrison Ford hasn't cared about making film since American Graffiti.
Exactly.
Since he was born.
Yeah, exactly. Like he was only in Star Wars. He's like, whatever. This movie's gonna fucking flop, and I never have to do another movie again. And then
here he is.
Bum, bum.
Damn,
it's true.
Damn.
He's like, well, shit.
He's like, I better get off this damn plane. Oh,
oops! Accidentally made Indiana Jones.
Oh, whoops! He actually likes playing Indy.
Well, yeah, because Indy's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
some people don't like Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Guys, Crystal Skull's my favorite Indiana Jones movie.
It's a fun movie. I don't think it's the best.
It's not
movie.
My favorite. It was a prank. It was a big prank.
We all know it's Temple of Doom.
Yeah, more like Temple of
Snooze.
Ooh, am I right, gamers? Anyway, let's go.
Pokemon.
No.
No.
Let's go, Pikachu. Here's a hot take. I think the Generation 4 should have just looked like the Let's Go games, the remakes. I feel like it should have.
Honestly, honestly, it'd probably look about the fucking same.
Doesn't matter. I don't I'm not. I mean, I'm still gonna buy it mostly
What do you
because
buy?
I never played Gen 4. The Shining Diamond.
Oh, I'm gonna have a great time with it.
Yeah, but I'm not too thrilled with the art style.
I'm gonna have to get it then, because if you guys are playing it, then I'm gonna play it.
Of course,
I mean, I'm playing it because I'm not
gonna
gonna buy an old version of the game.
I
We're buying
already own all
digitally,
the
though.
old versions of the game. I'm buying.
Yeah,
new
but I'm not
versions.
buying it at full price or more.
I am.
It'll
I
probably
do it
be
always.
digital. It'll probably be cheaper digitally. This is probably gonna be the first Pokemon game that I'm not gonna buy digitally. I'm gonna say fuck it.
Joke's on you. I've bought every Pokemon game physically.
That's what I've
Well,
done.
no. I've bought at least one version of
Yeah, me
every
too.
Pokemon game released physically. Because
Well, for the most part, I didn't play XY.
no,
I didn't
X,
buy
Y.
either.
Oh, you didn't play X and Y?
I have X physical, Y. No, I have Y physical, X digital. I have Sun physical, Moon digital, Ultra Sun physical, Ultra Moon digital, Shield physical.
I'm gonna be real. I didn't like X or Y. I
X
really
or
didn't.
Y kind of sleep. Alola, so fucking good. Been playing that shit, so good. Everyone sleeps on that. Alola is the best.
I got a hot
fusion.
take. I really like replaying Oras. I really do.
Oras, I need to go back to because I feel like I was a little bit, you know, a little bit crucial.
Mm-hmm.
Not
Critical.
crucial, but critical, and like but it's also kind of like I don't like Hoenn. Hoenn's my least favorite region, so like.
See, that's where a seafaring man like me differs.
Well, Pino, I'm not, I didn't
There's a lot of
grow up
water.
with
I
One
love
Piece,
water.
okay?
Hey, I grew up not knowing how to swim, almost
I'm-
drowned.
like, I'm in-
how do I like One Piece?
Like
Because they
I
can't
relate to
swim.
Luffy.
No,
'Cause I'm
like
a hammer.
Pino, I'm an island boy, so that's why I like Alola. Alola's goated because you have big toucan.
That's fair. He's Angie.
He goes.
Dude, Toucanon? Oh, man. I remember using him back in the...
He had
3 years
burn beat,
ago.
dude.
Dude, he burns, baby, burn.
Dude, that's my favorite Simpsons episode.
Dang.
It's not. Burns Baby Burns is a very average Simpsons episode from season 8. But anyway.
Last thing. I think I'm too critical on Gen 5. I'm thinking back on it, I
love
really
Gen
like Gen
5.
5. I think I hated it too preemptively.
Pino, you should
I don't know what
go
happened.
back and visit.
I gotta play X or Black or White 2 is what I need
Yeah,
to do.
you need to play Black 2 or White 2 because those are definitively
Better.
one of the best games on the DS, like in general.
That game
Yeah,
was
I've
like
been-
too ambitious too, is the thing. That like they've got these awesome fucking sweeping shots on this like 100p DS screen. And
Yeah.
so like it's just like a mess of pixels. It's like, wow, there's so much cool shit that I can't see.
Exactly. Oh my god. We could go on a tangent, but I know
yeah.
we just took this email a little far.
Yeah. Gen
But
5
yeah.
has fucking great music too.
Gen 5,
Yeah,
goated
dude,
music.
the low HP music that was.
Oh my
man,
god, the
That's
gym
a-
leader music? Or no, the Elite Four, the
Dude, I'm
Dude.
vibing, dude.
Dang it! Now I gotta play Pokemon.
I'm telling you,
Let's all play
I
Gen
don't-
5.
I'm
Gen
playing
5 is
Gen
the one that
7
I've
right
played
now.
the least.
the
Shoot,
one that I've played
same.
the least is Hoenn.
Dude,
Gen
I need to get a copy of what was not what is it, Omega Ruby was Alpha Sapphire.
Yeah,
That's what
I-
that's the only generation I'd buy a second copy.
Well, Pino, I'll send you a link.
Fun fact, my birthstone...
Dude, I love this GameStop link. Anyways, go ahead.
I was going to say, fun fact, my birthstone is Ruby and my sister's is Sapphire, and so we were quite
Wow.
pleased.
I'm Ruby,
in the
baby.
Ruby
Nice.
era.
Yeah.
I'm Sapphire.
Oh,
Yeah,
Very cool.
September.
Pino, are we
Yeah.
sisters?
Sister.
Anyway, guys,
We've
we've talked about Roberta's blood trials long enough.
It's all right. Let's go into the rankings, fellas.
fuck.
This is a filler. It's not as long-winded as an actual season. You're gonna hate me. I'm giving this a 4 out of 5.
I'm gonna.
that's fair.
Well, it doesn't matter anyway. This is not canon, so this doesn't even go into any of our rankings.
It's true.
I'm gonna
Had a
give
lot
it.
of fun.
I'm gonna give it like a 3.5.
Nice.
You know, like
Yeah.
above average, but nothing that'll set my pants on fire. I probably won't revisit it. So,
Yeah, I'm not revisiting it, but I've missed all this blood.
One and done, baby.
Let's see. I think I'd give it a 3.5 as well.
Hell yeah.
Nice. Well, that's the show. Thanks for joining. I closed out my. Wait, I gotta read the thing that we always do at the end. Closing thoughts. Next, I'll try to do a Porky. Okay,
You did it. You pulled it off perfectly. That's why I laughed.
I don't know what we're doing next week,
guys.
Chuck, would you like to let us know?
I do know what we're doing next week.
Cool.
So we're doing one more filler.
Filler.
You're getting pranked because this time we are going back once again to my favorite show of all time. We're going back to Haikyuu. We're watching the Nekoma OVA. So there is, I need to make sure that I'm doing this right. Because there's separate OVAs. So there's The Volleyball Way, which is a 2-part special, which shows the Tokyo qualifiers for the spring tournament. Oh. So it takes place directly after season 3 and right before season 4.
Perfect.
And then there is also wait, no. Where's the? Because then there's another one. Well, there's a lot of OVAs. We might just watch them all.
He's shoving it down our throats. Woohoo! Well, we did it, guys. Again, if you guys want to just send us another email or hang out with us, you can either, subscribe to our Patreon or send us that email at funkyAnimePodcast@gmail.com, or again, the much cooler one, contact@funkyAnimePodcast.com.
Yeah.
With that said, this has been a bloodbath. The guy who's now just playing video games on his PC rig, well, that's Garb.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get the high score.
The one actually just opening a nice old bottle of Planters peanuts, well, that's Chuck.
I'm allergic.
No, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to write that in. Oh my god.
And this episode ends with Chuck fucking dying.
Guys, this is the last episode of the podcast.
And the guy already at the HR department about to get fired from his captain position, well, that's Pino.
Pino, you're
I didn't
fired.
mean it. I didn't know. I didn't know.
I swear.
I swear. No wonder I'm not hosting the next one. This has been the Funky Anime Filler Podcast. We'll see you next time.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.